work, but when I found out we were filming a 2025 Hyundai Kona Essential,
she had to pull out all the stops.
You guys, this is a Bodacious base model. In today's video, Charlotte and I are giving you a full in-depth walkthrough of everything you get in the Essential trim level. And spoiler alert, you get all the essentials.
And more.
That's right. So what are we doing today?
In today's video, we are doing just that. So it's a live walkthrough, meaning it's just us, the car, no script, and you guys in the chat. And we're going to be talking you guys through what you can be expecting in terms of the powertrain, the tech, the safety, the comfort elements, everything that you want to know about this vehicle. We are going to share that information with you. And the best part is that we do this live, which means
if we mess up, you get to see it because there's no editing. No, but really, it means that if you guys are watching live as we're filming this, you can leave us questions. You can let us know if we missed something. Anything you'd like to know, just leave us a message in the chat box and we will see it. We will get to it before we end off today's video.
And if you're watching this in the future and still have questions, leave them down as a comment down below. And speaking of comments, first of all, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But question of the day is, what are your must-have features in your car? Obviously, you need a steering wheel and you need wheels, but beyond that, what do you have to have in terms of features?
Engine. Those are the
EV
essentials.
owners? All right, let's go.
Let's do it. So we'll start off with the exterior and the price point. This vehicle is priced at $26,449 Canadian, and this is the most entry model you can get for the entry model. What I mean by that is you can get this exact same vehicle with the same equipment, the same options, plus all-wheel drive for only $2,000 more. So today we got the front-wheel drive version. Again, everything, the tech, the safety will be the same, except for the all-wheel drive, of course. Now on the front end, you can see them already, we do have LED headlamps. So for your headlamp itself, it's going to be placed a little bit lower and separated on the front end of your vehicle. However, it's not too low where you don't get, of course, the functionality of your headlamps. They are bold, they are bright, and they are exactly where you need them. For styling though, and of course daytime light purpose, we do have a little bit more for LEDs on our daytime running lamps. Now on this specific trim level, they don't expand all the way across the front end. However, on select models of the Kona they do, so your end lines will have a full light bar. Still gets that really cool funky look though. I really do love it. Your Hyundai emblem is stamped into the hood itself. It has a nice brushed aluminum finish, giving a couple more light elements to the vehicle. And now when it comes to the front end of the car, style-wise, there's not too much going on, but it's not blank and boring. You actually have active grille shutters on this vehicle. So right now they're closed, but as I were to start driving the car, they would open to allow air to channel through your vehicle for enhanced cooling. So pretty funky. You can't really get a look at it if you are driving, but just knowing that your car is doing that, maybe it excites you a little bit. In terms of tech and safety, you do, whoa, my shoes got stuck in my skirt. See, I told you guys this video was live. All right, so in terms of safety, some of the standard functions that you get come down to the camera that is in the center of your windscreen. So right in the very middle, you can see it right there. You get forward collision avoidance, and now that will monitor both pedestrians, vehicles, and cyclists. So if I'm driving this vehicle in the city, which I know a lot of you might be, it will let me know if there's a risk of a collision with either of those obstacles, or maybe not obstacles, either of those elements. If there is a risk of a collision, I will get an audible alert inside the cabin to let me know to slow down and brake, and if I fail to do so, the vehicle will brake for me. Great safety to have on a car. A couple more things come down to the lane systems on this car. So both lane keep and lane follow assist are standard on this vehicle, meaning that that same camera will watch the lanes ahead of you and make sure you are centered in them. They can be shut off, so if you're not a fan of this active safety, it is so simple and easy to change it. You don't have to go through any menus. It's all on your steering wheel, which I will show you later. Just realized I gotta pop the hood and talk powertrain to you guys. Now on this specific trim level, there's only one powertrain option, and that will be a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. It's an MPI engine, which stands for multi-point injection. So a fantastic fuel delivery system, and you don't have that carbon buildup that GDIs are known for. You do get a hydraulic hood, which is very nice to have. And this engine will produce 147 horsepower with 132 pound-feet of torque. Certainly not race car numbers, but definitely more than enough to get you from point A to point B and comfortably. Highway speeds are no problem for this car, and sitting in city traffic, it's not going to be a gas guzzler. If you do opt for the front-wheel drive, it will be the more efficient of the two, versus all-wheel drive, of course. It's rated at 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers combined, so that's both highway and city values together. If you do get the all-wheel drive, it is 1 liter more consumptuous than this vehicle, so 8.5 liters combined. which again, still is very good for a vehicle of this size with all-wheel drive. I want you guys to let us know if you would take this in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive if you were considering the Kona. For me, I think I would probably stick with front-wheel drive. I think it's great.
And I want you guys to tell me if consumptuous is a word.
I said it, so that means it's a word. All right, I'm scared to go down, so I'm just gonna have Charlotte pan over to the wheels. I might not be able to get back up.
Make the pregnant girl do it. Thanks.
So we got a 17-inch, fine, I'll do it. 17-inch alloy. I'm just gonna tuck my skirt.
I'm just focusing on the wheel, don't worry, girl.
Okay. 17-inch alloy. Now this is actually very nice because a lot of vehicles in this price range or in this size class don't actually have an aluminum alloy. They'll have a steel wheel with a wheel cover, something like that. So the fact that we get traditional alloys is a huge win. You do get an all-season Kumo tire as well too, and because this is a 17-inch wheel, they're not too expensive if you want to get something else. So think winters, especially with front-wheel drive. If you live in Canada, you will want winter tires. You're not going to spend too much money on a new set. Surrounding your wheels, you get some nice black plastic cladding. So again, if you are keeping this vehicle long-term, lots of salt, rocks just kick up from the ground. We'll typically go in this area. It's nice to know that it's not hitting paint though. Don't have to worry about rust on plastic. That's what I gotta say. And then when it comes to our mirrors, we get body color with a little bit of black plastic on the housing and blind spot detection. A great safety function that will essentially illuminate those icons when there's a vehicle in your left or right blind spot. For convenience, one of my favorite things that we get in this vehicle is the easy entry. So it's a little hard to see because we do have a black exterior paint today, but there's both a button on the driver and passenger front door. As long as the key is somewhere on me, it could be in my pocket or in my bag, I can just walk up to the car, hit that or press the button to unlock it, and then press it again to lock it once I'm done driving, and you never have to dig for your keys again. However, you may want to because you do get remote start integrated onto the key fob. So remote start your car from inside the house, inside the workplace, come up to it, and the engine's already running up to temp. Pretty good. Up at the top, you can see nice clean body lines. This vehicle is a crossover, so it's not a full SUV, but it definitely gives you a little bit more of an advantage in the ride height department versus something like a sedan. So if you are someone who doesn't want to drop down into a sedan every day, you're tired of hitting your head, this vehicle makes it very easy to get in and out of, gives you a little bit of a better vantage point on the road too, since you are sitting higher, but you're not in a massive truck. Now, in terms of minimum ground clearance, this vehicle will have 170 millimeters of minimum ground clearance, and if you get the all-wheel drive, it jumps up to 205, so 205 millimeters. Quite a big difference, actually. For your back end, we do have LED tail lamps, kind of in that same full bar-like style. Maybe not that we see on the front end, but on select Kona models you will. And then we've got our turn signals positioned lower on the vehicle and your reverse lights too. You do get a traditional style rear wiper and then a high mounted brake lamp right built into your spoiler. I'll give this a lift so we can take a look at the cargo capacity. This is where the Kona really does shine. Again, it doesn't look like a vehicle, it doesn't handle like a big vehicle, handles kind of like a go-kart, super easy to turn and park, but you have so much usable cargo space. So a great height, great width, and the ability to knock these back seats down if you need to. The vehicle does not come with a temporary spare tire, but it does have a mobility kit. I will show you though, underneath this floorboard, there is certainly more than enough space to put a compact spare. So if you are someone who does a lot of highway driving and you can't live without a spare tire, just the peace of mind, you can certainly put one in here and still have so much usable cargo space. All right, I'm gonna close this up. I'll quickly talk about the transmission and the fuel tank capacity. So the transmission on this vehicle is an IVT transmission. That stands for Intelligent Variable Transmission. What you need to know is it doesn't operate any much more differently than an automatic would. You put the car in drive, put it in reverse, that's all, no cycling through gears. However, it is a little bit smarter than what you're probably used to hearing for CVTs. Now, those have a bad rap for being sticky and kind of feeling like they're droning. It almost feels like your vehicle wants to shift gears but can't. No, this one's a lot more realistic, so it has simulated gear shift ratios, and you do have the ability to put it in sport mode if you want a little bit more of a quick shifting feel, or I guess a longer haul feel. This vehicle also has a normal mode too for just your average driving. Either way, put it in sport mode, put it in normal mode, it won't make a huge impact on your fuel efficiency, but it will make a big difference in how the vehicle responds to you and how it makes you feel. So easy to customize it to make it feel more you. For the fuel tank, it is a 47-liter tank, so not a huge tank to fill. It is just regular unleaded fuel, so no premium gas, and you're not going to spend a whole lot of time filling up your gas tank.
And what's the MSRP?
$26,449 Canadian. And if you want all-wheel drive, throw an additional $2,000 on top of that.
Perfect.
That's all from me, folks. Charlotte's going to take you guys on a tour of the inside. We'll talk tech and safety.
All right, so that was the exterior, obviously.
I almost died.
Let's take a look at the, hopefully, well, yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully we'll have better luck on the interior. No one will get injured. No one will fall. But on the interior of this vehicle, you are going to be seeing all of the essentials and then even more, which is what makes this vehicle oh so bodacious. Right, Gabby?
Yes, I didn't even use that word on my exterior.
Very bodacious. Okay, so let's take a look at the driver's side door. We'll start there. So first of all, you can see that we have a lot of easy to clean elements. It's basically a black plastic shell for the interior. Same thing with our door handles, but they still, if you give them a good tug, doesn't feel like they're gonna fall off. So they are Gabby approved in that aspect. For your mirrors, they are electronically controlled. Our front window is going to be obstacle detecting and pinch protected with regular automatic windows for everyone else. Or sorry, one touch and pinch protected. Down below, little convenience pocket. We've got a bottle and one of 6 of our in-house speaker sound system in this vehicle.
Speaking of 6, there's also 6
airbags.
I only have 3.
So guys, you are double as safe if you buy this car than Gabby is in her truck. And also, you're probably triple as safe because she won't be the one driving. So you just gotta watch out for her on the roads. But that's why we've got active safety features on the front. And in the event of a collision, don't worry, this vehicle actually scores as a top safety pick by the IIHS, which is quite the accolade. It's pretty much the highest one that they give. So Kona, let's see. It's a good looking vehicle, it's got great tech, it's comfortable, and it's affordable. That checks a lot of boxes for me. Okay, let's talk a little bit about space and the seating that we see. So for front legroom, you can be expecting about 42 inches of legroom, and then you have 40 inches of front headroom. So decent amount of space. Those are an approximate number there. And your seats, they are going to be cloth. They're manual. So 6-way manual for your driver. You still have height adjustment and can adjust your amount of recline. And then on this side, you're gonna have some more controls for your brightness adjuster, your traction control. You can turn off idle stop and go, which is gonna be that feature that temporarily shuts off the engine when you bring the vehicle to a full complete stop and then kicks it back on as you give it a little bit more gas. So if you wanna turn that off, it's right here. And also your downhill braking assist. From here, you have your electronic parking brake as well. And then of course, we're gonna get into our steering wheel. But I'll have Gabby come around and we'll talk about what I have directly in front of me.
If you're wondering why the Kona Gas looks so much like an EV, it's because they designed the Kona EV first and then made it a gas one too. So it looks very much like it could be an EV until you check out some of the more, mechanical aspects. Hello.
So here's the cloth seats that I was talking about. It's black. We have a little bit of a heathered insert. And then you can also see that this is a 4-way manual adjustment seat for your passenger. Move this up a little bit more. Whew. For your steering wheel, it's a steering wheel. It's a wheel shaped, but 3-spoke design in the center. We have some chrome detailing. We have the 4 dots, which is H in Morse code, and then a split between our driving and our media controls. So from here, your driving controls, so enable your cruise control. You can also adjust your lane keep and lane following assist systems. And then your media controls are over here. So media mode, virtual assistant, a favorites button, and calling. Then I also want to bring your attention to this notes icon. So if you press down on this icon, you're going to be able to cycle between this 4.2-inch screen in the center. And from here, you can see that the hood is open, but you can see specs as to how the vehicle responds to you as the driver, your current trip. You can also see relevant lane safety information and other safety features, and then also your tire pressure. Other than that, you do have a digital speedometer and tachometer, and I like that they have a really nice simplified look to the graphics. And yeah, it's fun. I like the blue, I like the orange. They complement each other well in the fact that they're contrasting colors. Color wheel with Charlotte. All right, let's talk about multimedia screen. 12.3 inches standard, and we have my favorite software that Kia and Hyundai has. I love it because you've got the capacity for HD radio, you've got Sirius XM, but if you want to listen to your own media, don't worry, it's completely wireless. So wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you basically don't need a cord to hook it up. Absolutely fantastic. That's what wireless means, I know. If you want to go and adjust any of the safety features on the exterior of the vehicle, you're going to do it through your driver's assistance feature. So everything can be found here, and then you can simply toggle them on or off, or even adjust the sensitivity of them too. And if by any chance you can't find anything, utilize the search function in the vehicle. Not only do you have the magnifying glass on the screen, but you have a designated button to do it too. Like and subscribe. Please. All right, as we take a look downwards, I really like how this is set up. This is a great, easy way of doing things. You have your start-stop button, so push to start for the vehicle, but then still a mix of real buttons and real dials for your media control. So super easy to use. Everything does exactly as it says. And if you're curious about what the map does, when your phone is hooked up, this is actually going to go and jump you into your phone's maps or navigation that you have set up, because we don't have integrated navigation in this vehicle. Manual climate control. You got AC. I saw that someone in the chat did say that one of their non-negotiables was air conditioning. I absolutely agree with you. Then of course you're going to have your front and rear defrost, and you can go and adjust your fan speed and fan direction.
I love this.
The dials, the clicking.
Yeah, the clicking, but also just how simple it is.
It's so easy.
Straight up.
And it looks good too. It's got a nice satin finish too, so this is not going to be a high touch fingerprinty area, which I think is a huge benefit and makes it probably age a little bit better too. Down below, if you do want to use any type of charging or wired connectivity, you have a USB-C here, one for your passenger, and a 12-volt. And then up here, illuminated, well, they're not currently illuminated, but they will be. It's going to be your rear occupant alert system, which is going to use some door logic. So if you basically open up the back door, get into the front row, drive your vehicle, get out, if it senses that you didn't go back and take a look at what you had in the second row, it's going to give you a little bit of a message right here on your screen to let you know, hey, check it out. Make sure you're not leaving anyone back there. So very smart. Regular gear shift, which I can really appreciate. And then Gabby talked about the different drive modes that we have. Here is where you're able to use them. So normal and sport mode. So normal, sport. I also like how they changed the theme of the cluster just to give it, again, a little bit more of a sporty and customized feel. You have your heated seats for your driver and for your front passenger, and then also auto hold. When this is enabled, if you're driving the vehicle and bring it to a full and complete stop, you can actually take your foot off of the brake. It's going to hold you there until you put your foot back on the gas. And of course, you're going to have your rear view camera, which will come up as the vehicle is put into reverse. You have some different viewpoints too. You have a wide angle. You've got a top-down viewpoint, perfect for an accessory hitch. This vehicle is not rated to tow, but you can put an accessory hitch on it. And then kind of a funky design here for your cup holders.
Looks like a maze.
I know. I was thinking like a river.
Let's fill it up with water.
Yeah. My one gripe I will say with the Kona is the fact that you don't have a ton of hidden storage space. They definitely could have just filled in this area to give you a little bit more depth. But overall, this is still going to be, you know, pretty reasonable to hide things like wallets, sunglasses, your loose change. Key. Egg-shaped key fob, lock, unlock, integrated remote start, and your panic button. Woohoo! And then with this vehicle and with this software, you also have standard Hyundai's Blue Link, which is going to be their telematic system. So you can actually go and use things to precondition the cabin, all along those lines to go and actually make this vehicle a little bit more comfortable for you from the comfort of your own home. Do everything with your phone. Over here, you have your pantry or upstairs glove box, as we like to call it.
This is up to your creativity. I would probably fill this with like artificial turf and then like some little critters, like figurines.
Like calico critters?
Yeah.
I'd love calico critters.
Bring the outdoors in.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Glove box review?
There she is. It's illuminated with an LED at that.
Imagine if you're going fishing and you go and get a bunch of worms and you just set your little tin or cup of worms there.
That's disgusting.
Okay. For your rearview mirror, I will mention this. It is not automatically, but manual dimming. So if you bring that back, it will dim it for you. Then up top, just regular bulbs. And then you have your quick access controls here with Hyundai's Blue Link for roadside assistance or emergency assistance. I'll turn those off. Let's take a look at the second row. Second row time. And right off the bat, they have a couple of my favorite things back here, where it's almost a pet peeve if they're not included in the base model. Rear air vents is one of them, absolutely an essential for me. Love having air circulation back here, even though this is a crossover vehicle. And the fact that it has a drop-down adjustable armrest. The K4 is relatively similarly priced, but you have to go so far up in trims in that vehicle to even get this. Like you're almost at the top trim by the time you get a drop-down armrest. In terms of space for back here, you're gonna have the same for headroom and legroom, so about 38 inches on the top and 38 inches of legroom too. So decent amount of space back here, again, for it being a crossover vehicle. Where you're gonna lose a little bit of that legroom is obviously going to be in your middle seat. Your legs are, of course, gonna come up a little bit more, but hopefully you have some nice friends who will allow you to go and sit and use a little bit of their space.
It actually looks like you have a lot of space back there.
I do. I definitely do. Yeah. You don't have a sunroof, so you really get the max amount of space. I like that there's still lights back here. I have USB-Cs back here too as another convenience feature, and the doors still include speakers. In terms of car seats, you saw on the rear the fact that we do have the option for top tethers, but then we have 2 sets of lower latch anchors that are shared on the main seat and can be shared between the middle seat too.
Beauty. Let's answer some questions.
I would love to.
All right, you guys, throw us your best Hyundai Kona questions and tell us what you think about this Bodacious base model.
Is she bodacious enough for you?
She is bodacious. Okay, let's see. It won't let me into the video, it never does.
I love technology. Technology is...
At least it's not my job.
So good,
right?
yeah.
Like, at least.
It's not like social media is what we do or anything like that.
All right.
Also, I love that I didn't put the description back in.
I saw earlier Ryan was talking about how on our nav systems or even things like connecting your phone to Bluetooth, it won't let you do that if the vehicle's in drive. It makes you put it into park. That way, you know, the driver is not typing things or playing around with things while driving. But if you're a passenger, this is so annoying. Let's say your driver's phone's connected to the Bluetooth, but you really want to play your own music. I feel like as a passenger, you should be allowed to repair a phone or, you know, type in an address while someone else is driving. Now, some of our more recent vehicles are allowing that. It does give a warning first, and you have to accept it.
Yeah.
And it says this feature is meant for use by passenger or while the vehicle is stationary, and you can, you know, dismiss it or accept it. So that's very helpful, but my mom's old Kia Sorento was like that, and it would drive me nuts because we would be like already on the road, no way that anyone's gonna pull over just to pair a phone or something, and me and my brother wanted to listen to our own music. Anyway.
Thank you for the story.
It's a real thing.
I'm just scrolling up to the top to take a look at some of the questions that we may have missed at the beginning. Rocket Dog said, can you do some kind of standard measurements for legroom behind the driver? Oh, good. We actually already did this. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of a better ballpark. So that's good. A couple people are saying what their non-negotiables are, like a good sound system, air conditioning.
Are those alloy or aluminum wheels? They are aluminum alloys.
Best of both worlds.
Someone said I look like I've got my church outfit on.
Take me to church. Just taking a look.
I also have this on my screen. I don't know why I'm looking at yours.
I know. This is the worst part of the video. Like where we're looking at our screens and we're not saying anything, and then we have to remember that we're live right now.
We got asked, when will the 2026 Kia Sportage be released in the Canadian market? And we actually have one in compound right now, so probably in the next weeks we should have one here to film. I'm not sure what trim level it is, but
yeah, me neither.
They are already being produced and on their way. That's for the gas model, hybrid not yet. Nabil said, I bought it 2 days ago in red. I love it. And Streak 9 said, oh yeah, I can see a red on that car looking stellar. Yes, so the red looks fantastic on this vehicle. It sucks. We always want to show you guys the color options on our car. They look good on camera, and that way you can kind of see, because everyone knows what a black or white car looks like, right? But all we got is black and white cars.
That's what people like to buy.
Yeah.
What are the standard features included in the 2025 Hyundai Kona Essential trim? Everything we just showed you.
Yes.
This is the base model, so every other trim is going to build off of it.
Should we do a quick fire summary? So safety-wise, lane follow assist, lane keep assist, blind spot detection, forward collision avoidance assist. Very nice. You also get a really nice backup camera with guidelines too.
You're also, on the interior, you're going to have rear occupant alert. You're going to have safe exit warning. 6 different airbags in the vehicle. It was highly rated for in the event of a collision. And then for some tech, 4.2 inch for your instrument cluster, 12.3 inch for your multimedia screen, which includes Hyundai's telematics system and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, cloth seats, heated seats, comfortable, drive mode select.
12.3 inch display too.
That's what I said, yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Don't worry, girl.
Okay.
But thank you. I love that you were looking out for me.
Size-wise, how does the Kona compare to the Sportage? So the Kona is actually one size class down really from the Sportage. It is closest to the Kia Seltos in terms of competition. So those vehicles, they're share the same platform essentially, but the styling is very, very different. The current Kona actually has a little bit of an advantage over the Seltos too in terms of technology. So it's running with the latest CCNC software, where the Seltos still utilizes the previous gen. Come on in, Tim.
You guys all done?
No.
Oh. Hello.
This is Tim.
This is my uncle.
Hey guys. How's the video today?
Oh, it's still happening.
Lots of good questions?
I
Yep.
think so.
They said I look like I'm going to church.
I thought she was getting a job interview this morning. So I was kind of worried.
Tim's dropping hints.
I told Tim, I can't wake up that early.
Yeah, it doesn't work out that well.
No.
Good.
Anyway,
I was going to ask you guys a favor.
what's the
Do you guys want
favorite?
to go to the compound tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
I have customers coming in at 9.
Is it to
Okay.
pick up a
But I can
2026
go
Kia
after that.
Sportage?
No. The
Okay.
Sportages are very close. We sold one yesterday. So they're probably about a week away. But they may hold them back to have every dealer get one first.
Wait, you guys are getting the inside scoop.
There you go.
Yep. So you might see that. So it's coming very shortly.
I can go when I'm finished up with my customers if you'd like help.
Okay. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Now you guys have to hold us to it.
Guys, we told you we were.
I've never said that before in my life. I did not agree to that.
Edits video. Edits live video.
All right. Well, we should probably end off today's video, right, Char?
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a ton of fun today's live stream going over this Bodacious space model and seeing all y'all online.
And we'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a vehicle.
Be there or be square.
Square or
Or
round. Very
I
round.
thought you were going to say pregnant.
Oh.
I hope not. Okay, bye.